Why stars are preferring stadiums over arenas, from Beyoncé to Harry Styles. Wembley, the largest stadium in the UK, had just as many concerts as football games in 2022. With 1.3 million tickets sold, there were 16 sold-out performances by artists like Coldplay and Ed Sheeran. Tottenham Hotspur has violated its permit by adding an additional tour date at its stadium since demand for Beyoncé's 2023 tour is so high. To make sure the event can go on, they must now file a planning request to Haringey Council. Stadium tours, invented by the Beatles in 1965, were formerly reserved for the biggest pop stars, including Michael Jackson, Madonna, and Eminem. However, increasingly, stadiums have begun supplanting arenas as the preferred venue for major tours in the United States. UK. Why do musicians pick us? According to Steve Davidson, Chief Operations Officer at Sunderland AFC, it has to do with scale. He continues, the cost of putting on these massive international tours is immense, so they have to sell out bigger stadiums to make it pay. According to Mr. Davidson, the Stadium of Light has a capacity of 60,000 for a normal event, which has drawn performers like Beyoncé and Pink to the northeast of England this summer. We're in the middle of the city and have space. Promoters find that appealing, Davidson claims. Also, he points out that artists are spending more time staging and producing their work, which, at its most basic, entails traveling with a ton of trucks. He continues, we have space to host them all. Some artists are coming with 90 HGV trucks. Beyoncé's Renaissance World Tour stage, minus its runway and second smaller stage, is expected to be 174 feet broad and 84 feet long, according to internet predictions made by her followers. Compare this to her previous arena tour in 2013, where the main stage was just slightly larger than the stadium-sized one she had anticipated, 76 feet by 49 feet. Since the stage would be excessively large, an arena would not only not have the space to accommodate all those trucks, they have to move from one location to another rapidly, and Steve explains that this saves them money. Liam Boylan, director of Wembley Stadium, argues that larger tours also carry more risks. He told the BBC, there's a lot of pressure. Everything is bigger, there are more trucks, more crew members, and more equipment, so for promoters it's a big gamble. Live event planning and ticket sales are the responsibility of promoters. Promoters will claim I'm going to guarantee you so much money, but if a show doesn't sell, they're responsible, says Mr. Boylan. The need is great. During the course of his more than 25-year career, John Cornwell has organized tours for bands like Muse, Blink-182, and Kings of Leon. It was his responsibility to determine the Arctic Monkeys' summer UK tour dates as they set out on a full stadium tour. The band is in high demand. In just England and Wales, we've sold 500,000 tickets, he informs the BBC. 3 towns and cities without arena facilities will host the Glastonbury headliners: Ashton Gate Stadium of Bristol City, Carrow Road Stadium of Norwich City, and Riverside Stadium of Middlesbrough FC. More than simply Sheffield, London, and Manchester, he continues. We wanted as many fans to be able to see the band and take the tour to as many places of the country. The production teams of musicians, he continues, have greater latitude while working in stadiums since they can create the staging and acoustics to achieve the best possible experience for fans in each location. According to the unique acoustics of each location, the positioning of sound systems, for example, can be customized. The biggest disadvantage of stadium tours, however, is that a performer only has a tiny audience window of time to choose from. Concerts cannot interfere with the venue's main business, sport. Concerts are difficult to schedule because they will destroy a football field, according to Mr. Boylan. Wembley was desired by Beyoncé's team, but her planned tour dates conflicted with the FA Cup, according to him. Those undertaking stadium tours typically are on a world tour, which presents a massive jigsaw puzzle for their manager and agency to piece together. His team's response was to raise the maximum number of performances that could be held annually from 16 to 24, in order to accommodate more touring performers. Although Steve Davidson claims he is genuinely disturbed about some of the promoter prices, stadium tours do not appear to be slowing off. The general admission ticket costs, which frequently exceed £100, are not determined by us. Our matchday tickets cost £29, which is a significant difference, he claims. Even if concerts greatly increase local business, he continues, producers should be aware that there's less disposable income here than in London. According to Mr. Boylan, the cost of renting Wembley Stadium has increased due to rising energy expenses, and customers may be left footing the tab. As a venue owner, you are concerned about disposable cash and you don't want to outprice them. But you have to cover your costs, he claims. We're quite conscious of what's happening in the world and what others have to endure.